La 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 la. La dee 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 dee. Ding ding ding. InShalla and Ashe. As always, blessings to you, my energetic beings, and hala. Welcome back to today's daily snippet. I am your host. I am a practicing holistic Shah medium, a subtle energetic surgeon. My intention is to use the power of the indigenous technologies, our original blueprint to navigate our soul's harmonic through the realm of the elementals, the elemental highway, into the imaginal realms, the subtle energies, elements, and elemental beings, basically, with offerings, rituals, and prescriptions to add to your personal juice in your container. But my goal is truly to merge the wisdom of these indigenous technologies, the indigenous ways, with the subtle realms into the etheric highway to assist you into navigating your prime directive, your inner genius, really reintroducing you to the magical being that I believe resides within each and every one of us. And I call myself a holistic shamedium. My name is Tanya D. And hi there, Randy, if you're there. And welcome to my virtual medicine room. So the vibration of today is a magical one. Let's just say that. It's our ability to shine light, to create, produce, manifest, being guided by soul spirit, our intuition, our clair senses, all of our clairs. So it's time to call in our greatest assets, our guardians, our guides, our gatekeepers, the beings of the unseen, just showing us the path, literally taking some notes, scribing, and balancing those threads, just giving us insight, the good or the bad, all the juice, exciting or dull, the odds of what is happening, being clear, being a clear channel to induce our heart's desires. So you too may have the insight to a spiritual lesson, receiving the memo, climbing into your skin, having a conversation with spirit, a being from another world or a dimension, just lightening up your day. And can I just say that this upcoming full moon is threading upon an otherworldly, spiritually induced dimensional stellium. It's like the trifecta of spirit coming in, literally recalibrating aspects of ourselves. So be sure to check that out. Coming soon, the Musing Moon meditation. So you're really not going to want to miss out on this one, arriving in the corridor very soon. And also, thank you ahead of time for those of you who have subscribed to my channel and those who haven't quite yet. Please be kind and do subscribe, Tanya D, and hit the bell button so you are notified. And also, if you don't mind liking the videos, sharing, so that algorithm kind of echoes me out to other like-minded musers in the galactic universe, along with those social media channels on Instagram, Facebook, my Musing with Tanya D podcast. And if you as a soul garden, a narrative, I guess, if you wish to dive deeper, head on over to my Musing corridor where I have offerings to assist you and guide you. I am your shaman assistant. You truly are your own healer. But our day is opening up to the realm of spirit, the world of spirit, our higher self, sending us messages. So our guides may be shouting at us in ways that we may not be listening. And if you're part of my Rising of the Origins group, you saw my cute little meme there. But our spidey senses may be a little bit stronger than usual. So I would highly recommend connecting with a gatekeeper, a guide, your higher self, your Sura, what you look like in the other realms. So with spirit online, I'm going to bring in the Muse. And we all need a little Muse, don't we? Super juicy there. But our first message comes from the Fool. And sometimes I feel like a fool, but however, it's our first memo, the Fool. And just see those zeros there? Maybe you don't. So it's like, do you have spiritual boundaries? Are you protecting yourself from beings that may not be so authentic? They're like not authenticated by your guides. Being that the Fool is otherworldly, this is really a memo of two sides of the coin. It's like, are we getting the memo? Are we tuning into our spiritual guides? Or are we boundaryless, just floating through time and space, being malleable or permeable? It's like a new soul journey, just trusting the universe. So a day or a weekend, I should say, right? For some spiritual insight, some optimism, and just not knowing what's coming, but really trusting the force that is within each and every one of us. So it's possibly opening us up to a new skill set that's literally derived from source, the other world, our ancestors, even a leap of faith. So we're really being promoted to see this uncertain beauty that resides within each and every one of us, possibly humming a new tune, a tune we used to know, fading wishes, leading or taking the path into the abyss of the stars, the galaxy, the possibilities, maybe having eager thoughts or racing hearts and high hopes and wishes, you know, a billion bits of just colored star dust rising up from the ethers to meet us, like greeting a myth, an opportunity as we tumble kind of like a weed forward, possibly, just seeing the future here in this magic moment, in a swirl of light, the potentials of it. So this really is what I call the shaman's portal, the zeros. It's the infinite symbols. It's like, what is it we're searching for and asking a muse, right? So like something brave, something new. So for the briefest of moments, like a nanosecond, just feeling unprepared, maybe naive or unsure, even foolish, right? So ask yourself, it's like, are you ready for this? And can you take this journey? So the muse wants us to remember that we are and we can. And she also wants us to believe in her magic, the magic that resides in each and every one of us, the unique magic that we all have. And as we leap forward, like from our stardust, and lean deeper into trusting, we begin to hum and possibly chant the seed sound of the day, a sound or a song that sounds different, like different this time around. I'm thinking of the singers of the realm. I don't know, they're coming in, but it's grander, it's more epic. The notes vibrate the field and the space around us. So this reminds me like sigils. If you play with sigils, I love sigils. But as our new path begins to unfold and open up, just leaving us nothing to do but begin, right? And the zeros again are time and space. They're placeholders. They're giving time and space to manifest, to produce. And being that we are in this season of Taurus, bringing our light into this realm to manifest, it's like time and space is needed. And don't be fooled, but do take the leap. Spirit is online to guide us into your ancestors, even the realm of the ancestors, the other world source, messages and insights that come in, and just fearlessly really jump into the sea of the cosmos, the galaxy, the otherworldly spinning potentials. It's like the door is open, they're calling to us. So maybe a little foolish today. However, better to be a fool than to be a stalemate and stagnate, right? So yeah, I'm excited about that little message. And then we have the Ace of Inspiration. Super juicy already. Just making sure I grabbed the right card. That was funny. So yeah, we have the Ace of Inspiration. So this is already juicy, right? It's the realm of spirit. It's the realm of our ancestors. It's fire, it's star, it's ether. It's the essence of our day. So this is a positive new beginning. It's fresh inspiration. It's sparks, like fire sparks, right? Opportunities, new cycles of manifestation. It's like the genesis of our hopes, our dreams, and our wishes, and creative downloads, and pushing through the blocks and illuminating the ideas and the passion and the innovation that sparks and just lights us up. So the ace pulses with like electricity and lightning and inspired ideas. You can see the rainbow like flowing through, right? The prism streams, those are streams, just shining down, you know, into the imagination of others and just offering us passionate beginnings and bright musings, all the creative fuel that we need to bring new experiences to the surface within our reality. So one of her places to roam, her favorite place, is the desert, which I find magical in its essence. Because in the desert, you know, oftentimes we don't think of the magical beauty that's held in the sands, like the sands of time. So it's kind of a place that people mistake for starkness, emptiness or nothingness, just reminding us that lush, potent, creative energy kind of resides everywhere. It's all perspective and perception, right? So when we look for it, we are open to receive it, and we may find ours on the cusp of our chalice, the desire. So it's like ready to stir wild joy and deep passion. And it's also card one. So that's what we trust and also what we love. And are we protecting? Do we have sacred space? Are we holding sacred space around what we love, right? And fire is that, just that. It's inciting passion. So it's like the other world is whispering out to us that we too will sing our own song of divine inspiration, consciousness, creative fire, allowing our flames, our spirit of inspiration to spark, to burn bright, to be strong. So it's like the energy of fire, right? Has more intensity, and it's going to light our way to success. So it's like allowing the sun, the stars to speak to us today with flames of insight and creative intensity and blessing our names when we invoke or pray or meditate today, and just knowing spirit's going to be there, or our muse, our otherworldly muse. I'll take that. And what springs forth from our inspirational prayer, can you feel the magic of the essence of today just shining or streaming on through? Following the ace, I don't know if I can make this shift up, but following the ace, which is super juicy. I think they're all juicy. What am I saying? We have the, who do I have here? The Ten of Swords. So just as a reminder real quick, if you wish to have a memo for your day, comment, share the love, right? But this is the 10 of Voices, and this is loving and trusting what we are manifesting, creating, especially in the season of Taurus. So it's a grandmaster message for our day. So if we don't love it, then we have to circle back, give it time and space in our chalice, our heart, and see where our foundation is crumbling. But the 10 of Voices, this is also swords, it's mineral, it's metal, it's communication. This may be like a painful truth or some realization, possibly being stabbed in the back, betrayal, harsh endings, deceptions, seeing the world in a completely new way, or even an opportunity to begin new and fresh. So it's like the simplicity of a wound. But the 10 of Voices knows that no matter how severe that wound will be or is, we heal, we become something stronger, and we know in our heart that any backstabbing circumstance or illusion that we may have missed along the journey, along the pathway, it will dissipate. It's going to mend, right? So with this major ending, we are ready to heal. We turn face to face to those swords head on, right? It kind of looks like ice or like a waterfall to me, just saying. But with that, as expected, endings sometimes are difficult. But there also are moments when we want to give up sometimes. We might wallow a little bit. All the little poor me's in the universe come knocking at our door. So sit, take the breath and the pause. That's what I always do. Be brave, be courage, insight, courage, with a painful closure sometimes. Just reminding us to experience and release any hurt, pain that we have or we have been holding on to. So don't allow it to set into our memory of our muscles and our bones, avoiding holding space for feeling helpless or those poor me's in this space and time, in this moment. So just allow those parts of our essence, our beingness, to be lovingly kind of stitched back together as it elevates us to the top of the mountain. Where any, I would say, remaining void, sometimes I see people as like having a void right in the center, like a God spot void, a vortex. But within that center, it's going to be filled with the opportunities for love, and healing sometimes comes at a cost, but a soul sewn together stronger still for healing comes. So, and all the loss, the gifts of strength and love and will, so it's like loving and trusting spirit today. The divine has our back. It's in the cosmic soup. So just really opening up our heart, our chalice, to our intuition, and just sensing the different options that we have on the table. So it's like, what does the future have in store for us? It's feeling juicy, and just spirit signals and delivers signs in otherworldly ways. It's like out of the box kind of ways, and tuning into that frequency or the vibration of spirit, the world of spirit, that treasure chest is opening, and the time is really now to allow spirit to open that door, gravitate to it, give us insight to our own personal narrative, insight into a new chapter, a prime directive, a cycle for manifesting life, a life with value, like self-worth, something our heart intends to build and create, and just tuning into spirit and listen to what is true about a situation, an event, a stream even. So intuition is something we should check into for alert signals, weird sensations, feelings, and just accept what comes in and breathe, take a breath, journal, write yourself a text memo, no comment, just musing, right? So it's the merging of our essence with spirit, our spiritual acumen from energy to matter. These fields are literally merging. So for you, Randy, if you're listening, love it that you comment and you're sharing is caring, right? But for you, last minute, I grabbed a card and dun, 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 temperance. Who doesn't need some temperance, right? So this is card 14. This is knowing where does your heart belong? And when you know where you belong, especially in your heart, then your mind accepts it. It like recalibrates thoughts that are like positive, optimistic, just flowing, instead of being mindless. But temperance, it's the memo for your Mother's Day weekend, kind of, right? So this is harmony, balance, the middle path, avoiding the excess. I'm thinking of drinking, of course, but blending of energies, ideas, the mind, it's alchemy, it's finding one's purpose. It's kind of like the threads of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the zone, just having meaningful encounters, and even better, which the frequency of today, really. It's a turning of a life lesson. It's like spinning it into spiritual gold, if you will. It's patience, it's healing, it's possibly prompting to some measured moderation, like giving things time and space. It's like the gods took time and space in equal parts, fast and slow, equal parts of material and spiritual, and which is also the frequency of today. So it's equal parts of he's and she's. It's the blending, right? And they mix this all up in the cosmic soup, the cauldron, if you will, as they kind of stifled life into the muse of the temperance. So they needed this balance, this malleability, this permanence in the world. Yeah, permeating. I'm thinking of permeating. It's like steam. I don't know. For the voice of reason would bring this all together in this chalice. So it's this beautiful, magical blend of oneness, the oneness field. And temperance doesn't jump to excess. And she doesn't rely on the dark or the full moon. Instead, she is like this mosaic of moving parts just melding and blending together. Like, can you see that in your third eye? So in a way, this spins. It's like the best of the best into the magic of one. So she's weaving her purpose, the harmony within the lives of herself and others. So this is like this great alchemical gift. It's the treasure of healing. So she's reminding you to turn despair into the gift of patience. I always think of the patience of Job. I'm very patient, sometimes probably too patient myself, but it's like blending the need to thrive with the need to enjoy, like the joy molecules. So when we walk in those middle streams, that middle path that's available to each and every one of us, that's, what areas do you find greater balance? So we're the divine weaver of duality being held in this essence around us, our own presence, cosmic sphere of bubble juice. But the evolution of becoming is actually rooted in the mixing, right? So I hope that was insightful. I got myself out of there. And then on the elemental highway, which who doesn't love this, but we have a Yin Earth goat of a day, or a sheep. I prefer the goat, the greatest of all time. I'll take that. But it's Yin Earth, born in the season of the snake, different frequencies. But our day's pretty balanced. We have a blend of the yin and the yang there as well. So our day is also strong because Earth is in the peak season of the snake, which is fire, which is summer. It's like the birth of the earth. And being that fire is strong, metal and water are dry and parched. So our earth is dry. So yin earth is strong, but that dry earth, it's very dry, right? So our day cannot function properly without the rain, the yin water to balance the heat. And even though there's only like one snake sitting up there, where it's the peak of, we're heading into the peak of the heat. So it still has it's got the power, it's got the juice. But our snake is being fed as well from the heavenly stem above, the yin wood, and also right next door, the yang wood tiger. So there's a little twist there. We've got grass and we've got the forest, right? So we can use also the water in the year, that's yang water, just like flowing into the snake, and then the snake feeds all the earth, right? The fires. But yin metal in combination with water is actually probably the best asset for our day, just ensuring continuity, flow. So there's no need for more fire, or the metal will be destroyed, which is needed to produce more water, which our day needs. Even though we do have water, if we didn't, our day would be it would be affected or affected with loneliness, unhappiness, or both. And I sense sometimes this is the 10 of voices as well, because that's metal frequency. But metal is the element needed today for flow. Earth is plenty. The snake is the element of the season. Fire is strong. It's being fed by both the year and the month. So I would go with metal. Our day has charisma on the month. This is the local arena on the month stand. These are gods. Different gods come in with different elements. But yesterday was the charmer, but it was a direct officer kind of charmer. And today, the charm element is known as the 7 killings, but not to fear. This is charismatic. It's somebody who's highly charismatic, somebody who tends to become famous with no effort, but in their local area, their state, their city, the country, wherever they reside. Kind of like an authority figure, usually has high self-confidence, a lot of courage, as seen from the outside, right? The etheric mirror. So our super god from the year, because we've got another super god today, a different one, is the communicator. So this is like the god of direct wealth, comes from the year today, the ancestors, the lineage. It's the world, it's global, it's worldly. So it's having the potential to steal the globe, the world, the talent, the communication. So this is metal energy, which I find curious, right? The element we're missing. But it's the ability to communicate, tell stories. It's persuasion. Makes for somebody to be an amazing salesperson. Like they're great at selling whatever they're selling. I would say cars for this person, actually, because that's the element we need, and that's output for an earth person. So car salesman possibly, or selling airplanes, something metal, I don't know, computers. But also acting, writing, different artistic, creative skills, creating, right? Motivational speakers, best-selling authors, they usually have this kind of talents, because it's also writing, metal, right? Talented in all kinds of artistic activities, entertaining, inspiriting others. But the downside, because there's always an opposing force, right? We always have duality. I mean, couldn't be simple. This would be their ability to impress people, creating an illusion that can sometimes lead them to behave in fraudulent ways, especially around money. So that's kind of interesting. But we need to boost the metal element of our day. That's the qualities of air, messages, the wind, metal to bring in water for the crazy fires that are happening in Mexico, invoking the element of water through our voice. Actually, I did that last night. Water, though, yin water would be great too, because it's as if our day has a drought happening. So, yeah, I would do ritual around metal to bring in some water. Just saying. Yin Earth people, they're natural coaches, born teachers. They're like the soil, supporting the grass, the growth of the grass, nature, the trees. They provide resources for others to grow. Lots of coaches, sports coaches have this day master, prone to allergies because of the soil. So they have many careers, actually. And being that our day is really strong, it's represented by a huge field, a meadow. And we have the forest, we have warmth, we have grass, and we've got a mountain, or lots of soil. Actually, we don't have a mountain, but so this can growing a lot of daisies, elemental plants, vegetations, having a rich relationship with life. I'm feeling the juice today. Just saying, how about you? But I would be in your chamber, in your chalice. Take notice, if you will, of the spiritual messages, the insights that are streaming through. It really is a day to release what is no longer serving us on that platter, and allow spirit to be our guide, the beacon, the messenger, even a karmic thread that's ready to just bye-bye. Just always respond with love, the kind of unconditional love that we continually have for our wetamies, our fur babies. I'm missing one of my cats, Lily. I gotta go find her. Hopefully it's the same kind of love that we have for our children as well. I mean, our world needs rituals in so many elemental ways, So I would say be forgiving down to your soul. Listen into your intuition, your soul streams, feel the waters of your soul, the feelings, and, how our soul waters, is it clear as mud or is it streaming fresh? So it really is time to forgive our past so we can live the future like a freshie, a wind of fresh air, and just infuse that with spirit. Has anyone ever done otherworldly infusions? I have. They're totally magical. But you may get that energetic hiccup today. The threads of a spiritual lesson, just kind of take notice to read those threads, the signs. I would literally get out a memo pad, or at the very least text yourself. Don't take any action, just kind of muse on it. And like, how does this day feel? And if you can, remember what it felt like in the treasure box last year. It's like, are you streaming something different, or are you streaming the same? So our light is sparking more, or at least I hope it is. Mine apparently is on fire. The vibrations, they may feel a little bit mystical, otherworldly, sourcing kind of stuff. It's a high energy day of finding a leprechaun, ancient wisdom. Our crown is online, along with our throat and our heart. So the messages may be vision, black and white vision. It's spiritual connection. It may be prophetic, possibly gray. It's verbal intuition as well. So you may hear something, or literally hear and see something, the voices of the other world. And the moon herself, the goddess, is in the high notes of Cancer. So feelings are online as well. And the moon is on my own Mercury. So time and space with feelings, the feelings of love, feeling what beliefs resonate with spirit, and feeling if we do and if we do not belong. So the chalice is really our foundation, our heart, our sphere of light, the holy personal grail, if you will. So really trust your spidey senses. It's a great day to allow the universe to just take over and just go ahead and enjoy your day. I literally have a card that says that on my fridge. But the universe is going to take care of all of our worries, so we can ong today, the crown, the channel of the crown, see the colors through vision, the blacks and the whites, or the color of violet coming down through the crown. Sorry, I had to pause myself. Or white, you can do white. I think violet, or even gold, flecks of gold. Let's have some fun. The hum of the throat, streams of blue, and our heart streams of green, the yam channel, and the earth star, all shades of brown, muted, right? Those deep earthy tones, the tonalities of the earth. And metal, go talk to the elements, the clouds, include a crystal, a tree, just sit and have those elemental conversations. So I would affirm that I am cutting away my past and loving and trusting my future life. It's like induced by spirit, and just allow spirit to induct you into the spiritual hall of fame, and see how that feels for the weekend. Share your insights and allow spirit to take the lead, just knowing that our intuition is going to take us down the path of our heart, and put faith first and value the path. Follow your own yellow brick road, the illuminated one. And I would make it a spiritual producing, inducing day, surrendering to the realm of our ancestors, healing our lineage, our line. They really do know our earthly potential, so I would gravitate towards that too. And it's Mother's Day weekend, so with that, make it super juicy, and I will see you on the other side for a musing Monday. InShalla, Ashe. Blessings as always.